Good morning, storytellers. How are you guys? Carrie Severson, your soulful storyteller trainer. For those of you I haven't met in here, I am a writer, intuitive storyteller trainer, and I work with women around the world who are ready to have their stories heard, seen, understood, shared. And I help them get published in media outlets, and we create stories for them to offer on stage. So you're getting me right before yoga, so I apologize for the hat and the t-shirt, but I was just meditating and I got this hit to share with you a couple of the visualization exercises I've done over the past couple of years to help me with my storytelling journey. So if you see this, pop on in, introduce yourself, say hello. If you're watching the replay, let me know that too. Let me know if you have any questions. So last night was my first one-on-one with a member in my Ditch the Doubt writing program that starts. It's starting now. We're doing one-on-ones up front, and then the group calls start on the 18th of January. And in my call with her, I understood and kind of got a hit that it would be beneficial for her to go through some of these visualization practices that I've done over the years. So first of all, I wanted you to see my space just so you can kind of understand how I support myself as a writer. So I'm going to flip this around. So this is my workspace. It's usually I do lives with that wall as the background, but this is typically where I work. It's a standing desk. It's very colorful. I usually have fresh flowers by me. I always have the books that I've had published nearby. That's coffee, I apologize. And then some books that inspire me. The 2015 Literary Guide to Agents. This is the book I used to write my query letters and proposal. Over here is my vision board. I have some crystals and then my monthly whiteboard. So as you can tell, I'm kind of hitting all the senses here, right? I have some color, I've got some visualizations, I've got the books that I've written and had published as information or sort of inspiration, I guess. And then sources nearby for inspiration. So the thing that I really wanted to give you 2 tips and 2 exercises today to help you with your visualization. When you're writing personal essays, I'll start there. When you're writing, and everyone has the ability to write personal essays. The personal essay aspect and the energy behind that for you in 2017 is huge because media outlets are starting to already look for personal stories of how changes happening in the world right now are impacting you personally. So they're looking for your lessons as well as your current experiences. And personal essays are an organic, low-hanging fruit, tangible way for you to grow your audience, grow your tribe, and increase your partnership opportunities. On a side note, anyone else having issues with the Do Not Disturb button on your iPhone? It's always on, and I'm always getting disturbed. Hey, Melanie. Melanie, I have to show you. Look at my little rock collection. Melanie Dunlap owns this beautiful retreat center, spiritual retreat center at North Phoenix. And these rocks are rocks that her husband creates. And when you're in her labyrinth on the full moon, you go into the center of the labyrinth, you light your intention on fire, and you grab a rock with an intention that was lovingly created. And so over the last 6 months, I've pulled love, center, courage, strength, and connected. And then my crystals, citron, rose quartz, and I can't remember. The green is abundance, and I always forget the name of it. But Anyway, nice to have you here. I hope you're enjoying 2017 so far. And let me know how Storytelling Your Way to Success is going for you. I know you purchased that e-course over the last couple of months. Okay, so the visualization exercises, first of all, as a personal essayist, it's a great way for you to get published, grow your tribe, increase opportunities. Yesterday in the live, I did a couple of tips to help you get over the fear of sharing your stories. So today, what I wanted to do to help you kind of move that energy forward was give you a visualization exercise. So I love the energy of bookstores, whatever bookstore you love. Barnes & Noble, your local bookstore, Poison Pen is here in Scottsdale. I really like them. Changing Hand bookstores, secondhand bookstores. Go and put yourself in the energy of an establishment where you can envision your name being in their store. And if you tap into the energy and you get centered in your heart and you allow yourself to feel all that jazz, it's so warm. It's so embracing. It's so supportive. It's so inspiring. I like giggle just even thinking of it. The idea that thousands and thousands and thousands of people have gone through this process, and there's always room for more. It is an all-encompassing buffet of ideas, and it's fabulous. It really is. So go, if it's a Barnes & Noble, if it's a chain store, go to the section that actually has the magazines, the racks of magazines, and literally stand there and look at the options that you have. Hundreds in one store. Think of the lessons that you have to share and let your body sort of gravitate. Think of what lessons you have to share, how you want to share them, and let your body gravitate to the section in the magazine area of that store and where that lesson would be held. Think of the people that are reading them, those magazines. Look around you. Is there someone literally sitting in that section reading the magazine that you want to write for? Invest in the magazine. Make a purchase. $5 investment. Get to know the magazine. Read what's called the masthead. The masthead is the first couple of pages. Where's a magazine? The masthead is your secret ingredient of a publication. So it's going to be the first couple of pages. This is the masthead. So this is good housekeeping, editor-in-chief, editorial. Get to know the people that are listed here. Write down their names and follow them on Twitter. Do they have a Facebook fan page? Are they an author themselves? What are they writing? Put a little effort into that direction. And create conversation if you can. Send them a tweet. Post something on their Facebook page. In order for you to get past this jumpstart point, you got to put a little effort into it, okay? Yesterday we talked about the fear of sharing. Now we're talking about the actual practice. So start with visualizing what magazine you want to write for, what magazine you can see yourself in. Make an investment on it. Get to know the masthead and follow somebody on Twitter or Facebook and actually reach out. Put a little effort into it. So on my vision board, which I shared with you earlier, I have Oprah. So I want to write for O Magazine this year. So I'm actually putting an image of her on my vision board. Vision or images are better for your vision board than actual words because it immediately invokes that sort of spark in your heart. So that's what I'm doing this year. And I'm working on, I get O Magazine sent to me. So I'm going through the exercise of figuring out who else I want to follow on Twitter today and I'm going to send them a tweet. So for those of you writing books, I'm really interested in helping you sort of create that foundation this year. The infrastructure, the proposal, I'm really fascinated with the book proposal process because it is incredibly daunting. It's challenging. It is a meal in itself. The book writing process is like a marathon. The book proposal is a good chunk of the marathon. So my yesterday on my one-on-one with my client in the Ditch the Doubt series, I told her that I wanted her to go sit in the section of the bookstore that houses and shelves authors that she can compare herself to. So when you write a book proposal, when you're sending out a proposal to a publishing house or an agent, the agent wants to know who she can, if she's looking at a bookshelf, where your book would sit and how she can compare your writing to other authors so that she can go out and sell you to a house, a publishing house. So think of the tone of your manuscript and then go find something similar in the bookstore, read it, compare your writing to theirs. That is something that you will have to do in the proposal. You'll have to compare your writing to somebody else's. So get to know your marketplace already. Get to know your, I don't like the word competitors. I like to think of like co-collaborators, right? But get to know their style. If you can't afford to invest in a bunch of books right now, just sit there and envision yourself, your name on the shelf next to theirs. It's a huge rush. It is so fantastic. I sincerely try to do it several times a month. If nothing else, just to go and do that. It helps that my nephew loves the children's part of Barnes & Noble. He loves the train. So whenever it's a auntie-nephew date, we go to the bookstore to play with the trains and I get to hang out in that energy. The second tip I have for you, those writing books, is to invest in the current literary agent guide. I have the 2015 guide, but I have to go invest in the older or the newer one. So it looks like this, and it is filled with agents. So the agency is listed here, who and what they're representing, how to contact them, what conferences they go to. Some of these even have if they're looking or they're not looking. So the big part that you want to focus on is the represents, what they're representing. So you'll want to find an agency that actually lists, I write nonfiction books. So I would look at this agency, Barber Literary, who is in the agency, what they represent, and how to contact them. So I started my visualization practice when I was writing Flirting with Burnout, my first manuscript. As I was writing the manuscript, I was also visualizing who I would want to represent me. Even before the publishing house, I started with the representation of it. So I got to learn their websites, books that they're currently publishing, if I jived with those writers. And staying in that energy really helped my creative flow. It helped me, it was the momentum I was looking for to move through that marathon of writing a book. So I was called to share all this with you this morning. I hope it helps. Put yourself in the energy of authors. Go invest in a magazine. Go invest in a literary guidebook. Give yourself the benefit of creating some space around yourself that consistently puts you in that theme of visualization, so that you know where you're wanting to be published and the kind of stories and authors that those magazines or that publishing house are already representing. It's a major rush, I promise. It'll be really good for you. Feed your soul, my sweet storytellers. Happy storytelling. I'll see you later.